For an interesting second Micromax, we now turn our attention to Minimax. So your grid for race out of 3 here this afternoon as follows. Austin Lee in the 7 from Hartschner.de will have teammate David Schnell in the 112 alongside. Hugo Gürtel in the 174 will be on the inside of row number 2. We'll have Nico Mikov in the 102 from Klim for close company. First competitions, Leandro Fischer in the 136 will line up alongside Schollenberger Racing, David Schirk in the 121. Tom Müller on the 122 Tony Card entry will start on 7th, alongside will be the number 118 of Mika Trapp. Montix in the 111 and Moritz Bod on the 115 complete the top 10 as they go onto their formation lap. With Adrian Hör and Jonas Unter in the 103 and 108 respectively, rounding out the 12 positions. So 9 plus an additional lap. Sets on the red lights are on the start tree, ready to be put out as soon as the race director gives us clean start. Just like Micromax earlier, the Minimax drivers are keeping us waiting. What could be in store over the next minutes plus an additional lap? That is anyone's guess, let alone mine up here in the comment box. So through turn 12. And that are getting increasingly close, and the biggest thing, they have to watch out for front fairings post-race. These drivers will have to keep it nice and clean as best they can, especially during the start phase. They come around the final corner, they split, they go into the tram line prize, lights are out, let's go racing as it's a great start from Austin Lee, followed quickly by Hugo Gürtel. David Schnell ends up dropping out of the top 3 and is in 4th position. Looks like Tom Müller's made his way to 5th place on the initial exchange as they go turn 4 into the left at 5. Now into the hairpin at 6. Austin leads, followed by Hugo Gürtel. They are getting incredibly close, and there's 2 drivers looking wheels coming out of turn 6. That's definitely not what drivers want in the first parade. So the drivers make their way to chicane, and that was between the 103 and the 118. That would have been through Adrian Hör and Mika. They were both interlocking wheels, as it really getting a bit all elbows out, and more than that, a bit further down the order. Mika Trapp manages to get past in Hör for position. But now Austin Lee has the 174 of Hugo for close company. Gürtel going towards the inside of the 107. Austin Lee looking to his right-hand side to see, and it's probably just like he did a double take there, is up the inside for 4th place. Past David goes Tom Müller in the 122. Just behind that, we've got David Schirk from Schollenberger Racing. Nico Mikov and Igor Masson to the top 8 positions. Now Leandro Fischer, who coming into this round, he didn't have the best of times at Mulzen, completely honest. He is currently down in 6th place, 61 points, when we started seeing action earlier on today. So they're looking across the line to complete lap number 2 as Nico Fischer now is closing on Austin Lee for 2nd position. Then you bring into that Müller. David Schirk has set the fastest lap of the race. As Schirk goes up the inside of Schnell. Schnell responds and gets the place back. So a quick exchange there between the 2 drivers for 5th position. So David Schnell managing to keep the upper hand minutes. With the top 6 drivers covered by just under 9.5 of a second. You look a little bit further back at Igor Masson, who rounds out the top 8, 1.72 seconds off of the leaders. So Gürtel 2 laps leads. Lee Fischer being pressed by Müller, who in turn is getting pressure from behind to David Schnell and David Jehuk. And over the line go the make that the top 8 drivers who are now by 1.4 seconds. As up out of David Schnell goes David Jehuk, who finally gets hold of that place. And that 5th. Guttel still continues to lead, but now this train of 8 is Constantina in quicker than an accordion played. Now really showing how much the others are wanting to push, and they are going to battle hard for it all the way through the next few moments. We've got 5 minutes plus an additional lap. Still go. David Schnell trying to close on Tom Müller once. Well, it's not Tom Müller. Is being closed in on. This time by David Jehuk. David Schnell dropped in 6th ahead of Mikko Mikov. Mongo Masson, so the top 8 is now up the inside. Goes Jehuk on Müller. Müller had to run a bit wide in order to avoid any contact, but as a result of that, Mikko Mikov past David Schnell. So very much a cat and mouse game between the 8, and some drivers not wanting to show their best hand of cards before they actually need to deal them. Hugo Guttel has had to fight for this one. Austin Lee and Leandro Fischer complete the top 107. Karchmi Dofti being followed by the 136 for this competition. They are literally locked in as they come through the final couple of corners. The biggest thing is the drivers have to watch the bumpers as Jehuk's in 53.5 lap time as Mika Tap, as this is getting incredibly close. No one wants to give anything away. No one's wanting to blink first, because that's when the trouble might be for one driver. We've seen it before where say sort of like 6 to 10 carts, and someone at peak, in place will make a move that compromises them, and they'll drop 6 places in a matter of a couple of seconds. A really good defence so far from Hugo Guttel. Osti in 2nd, Leandro Fischer, David Jehuk, Tom Müller, Mikko Mikov, David Schnell and Monty Masson. 1.6 seconds covered the top 8 up and around as they cross the line once again. 1.381 seconds. The pace now increasing even further. Katap starting to close. It could be a 9-cart train being led by Hugo Guttel, who is not want to relinquish that lead, especially when it's the one that's Hugo is the one that is having to do all the hard work in front. Austin Lee, Leandro Fischer, David Jehuk, Tom Müller, Mikko Mikov, David Schnell and Thibaut Masson, and now here comes Katap, and everyone's trying to make as well. It looks like the first driver has blinked, and that was Montego up the inside of David Schnell, who now has 118, and Mika Tap up the inside, and then responds, goes side by side with the 118, going into turns 13 and 14 as now there was a bit of a clumsy moment there for David Jehuk, who lost out big time. Leandro Fischer with the top 3, line astern. 0.83 seconds as Fischer tries to go up the inside of Austin. Tags the right rear of the 107, and that compromises him and puts him into harmony. And also David Jehuk's way, who's looking to get past the 136 from RS competition. 2 minutes and 20, plus another lap still to go. Hugo Guttel now has a little bit of daylight between himself and Austin Lee because of the slight contact between the 11 and 136. And Austin Lee looks over his shoulder. I counted at least between turns 10 and 11. See where Leandro Fischer was. Then it's not just about where Fischer is, it's also Jehuk. Müller, Kov, Masson. So we come out of the final corner to complete number 8. Hugo Guttel still leads, but now has nearly a half-in advantage over Austin Lee. Leandro Fischer trying to battle for 3rd place as he looked inside of the 107 again through turn 4. Austin Lee defiant, not to let the 136 pass. And towards the outside of David Giroux, who now opens the door for Tom Müller, who gets up inside on turn number 4, fourth place. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. There are still battles to be won. There are still positions to be gained and points to be scored. It's now Mikov coming under pressure. So Giroux drops to 6 and now fending off Montego Masson. Fourth place as the 111 looks to go up the inside, can't group. As now Leandro Fischer trying to get Austin Lee through turn 4, trying to get towards the inside of turn 5, but to slot back into third. That on Tom Müller to close up in the process. So Müller in the 122 looking towards, he's sticking his nose out there just to let Leandro know that he is there and ready to overtake. And then you watch out for Mikov just behind the 22 as they're all scrambling all over each other. Oh, there's a positional change nearly in effect there. And that was by Dev Cook in the 121, who has Montego going up the inside of him through turn 12. But then Giroux crisps through the penultimate corner. Montego has to roll on the screen. So like literally with a second off the clock. That was very, very much a case of on the limit. This puts us on to the lap of the second race as Montego Masson trying to go side by side with David Giroux, it looks, and that's the battle for P6. Top 5 will now negotiating this chicane as ever behind. So it's the top 9 drivers. Moritz Vollberg still around the top 10, looking a little bit lonely and a bit forlorn. Jonas Ungrader and Adrian Hoa rounding out the strong that are still running on this circuit. Final lap board now being Hugo Güttel, Osby, Leandro Fischer, they round out the top 3 positions. Tom Müller in the head of Mikov. David Giroux 6th. There's now the battle for the lead really kicks up in here. Going through turn 5 for the final one. On who's going to get the best run coming out of the final corners is what I fear might happen, or it's turn 11 or turn 12. So who's going to have the full commitment and go for it and not look back and make the move stick? Well, Oscar Lee's run on Hugo Güttel heading into turn 11. He's gone up the inside, through on the 1 before, but instantly Güttel re-attacks. And he's towards the outside of turn 12, but lead the inside line. This could allow Fischer to get through too. The 136 side by side with the 174, but Hugo Güttel keeps ahead for the final corner. It's going to be 2 wins on the bounce if he gets it. It's a drag race to the line. Austin, I think, has just got it. Just got 16 thousandths of a second. 16 thousandths. That is the closest winning margin season in Road Tax Max Challenge Germany. And I think in any race I've commentated this season, Hugo Güttel take second. Leandro Fischer in third ahead of Tom Müller, with Mikov at the top 5 positions. And it looks like that Jonas Ungrader will have a 5-second time penalty post-race for King. And that will drop him to 12th. So David Giroux in 6th, Montego Masson round out the top 8 ahead of Daniel, with Moritz Vollberg, Ador and Jonas Ungrader rounding out the 12th here in the second Mini-Max race in Germany.